No.
Okay. Call your first witness.
Thank you. At this time, the people will call Ms. Dominique White.
And raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Okay, take a seat. Yeah, ma'am.
May I proceed?
Yeah, Arnitha, Madam Clerk,
Yes, sir.
please thank you. Move the camera a little more. Yes. Thank you. Yes, please proceed.
Thank you. All right, good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Dominique White.
All right, Ms. White, I'm going to be asking you some questions today. If there's anything you don't understand or if you want me to repeat it, please let me know, all right? Okay, thank you. Ms. White, I want to bring your attention back to the date of August 1st of this year, 2024. Do you remember that date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and where were you on that date?
I was at home.
Where?
Work.
Okay, where's your home located?
787 Greenview Avenue.
Okay, isn't that in the city of Detroit in the county of Wayne?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, were you alone at your home or was there anyone else with you?
No, ma'am, I was with you.
Okay, how many people?
I was with 3. It was 4 of us total on my porch.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt. Is this?
I'm a victim's advocate.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know you would. Okay.
All right, proceed.
Continue.
Four people total on my porch.
Okay, and are you referring to your front porch or your back porch?
My front porch.
Who were those people on your front porch?
My friends.
Okay,
You need their name?
right now we can just say your friends. Okay, and, was it morning, evening? Do you remember the time?
Evening.
Okay, and what happened, if anything, while you were on your porch?
While I was on my porch. Darius had rode past my house.
Okay, let me just stop you right there. You said Darius rode by your house, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, what is Darius's last name?
Turk.
How do you know Darius Turk?
We dated. Wow.
Okay, a while ago, you said. So you weren't in a relationship on this date, is that right?
No, we haven't been in a relationship since December, but we still were messing around.
Okay, all right, and do you see Darius Turk in the courtroom here today?
Yeah.
Could you indicate where he is and what he's wearing today?
He's sitting at the front table, he has on a black shirt. I think it's like.
Thank you. Your Honor, please let this record reflect that this witness has identified the defendant, Darius Turk.
The record will reflect.
All right, you indicated that you saw Darius drive by, is that right?
Correct.
And what did you think when you saw him drive by?
Well, when I saw him drive by, he said something to me, I ignored him. We had been getting into it prior that day. So when he drove by, I ignored him. He proceeded to keep driving up and down the street, irately. I don't know what he was doing. My friend made a comment, let's just go in the house. We were actually getting ready to play cards. I said, let me move my car.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, let me stop you right there. So one of the first things you said is that when he drove by, he said something to you.
Right.
Did you hear what he said?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said, where's your brother now? Talk that shit now. And something else of that nature.
Okay, and did that mean anything to you?
It did.
What did it mean to you?
Earlier that day, well, not even earlier that day, maybe 45 minutes before that, me and my brother were riding down the street. My brother stopped the car, he asked Darius a simple question. Darius felt like me and my brother were.
Objection to whatever the brother said and to speculation as to how Darius felt about whatever was said.
So are you indicating that there was some,
Excuse me, objection is sustained.
thank you, Judge. So are you saying that there was some interaction between your brother and Darius?
Correct, that was the question I had.
And so what happened after that interaction?
After that interaction, me and my brother proceeded to go back to my house. Darius proceeded to text me for all type of irate things. I blocked Darius from my phone at 7:59. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened between that and the time he pulled up. We were sitting on the porch. Darius rode past the house. Darius left. Darius said nothing. My brother left. After my brother left, a neighbor came inside on the porch. So now it's four people on the porch. Me, two women, and an old man on my porch. Darius comes back 10, 15 minutes later. That's when he proceeds to say, "Where's your brother? Go get him now," whatever the case may be. I ignored Darius. Darius pulled off. Darius started driving up and down the street irately. My friend said, "Let's go in the house, let's play cards." I said, "Let me move my truck," because I parked my truck in the backyard.
Okay, and did you park your truck?
Yes,
In the backyard?
as I was pulling my truck to the backyard, I can see Darius's car coming back up fast to the point where when he hits his brake, it makes like a tire screeching noise. So I grabbed my club, I just grabbed the glove, put it to my chest, I get out of my car.
And why did you grab your club?
Because of the way he jumped out of his car, it was aggressive. He was moving too fast or whatever, and we had just had words. So I grabbed my club, I didn't say anything to him. When I got out of my car, I barely made it to my gate on the side of my house. He saw the club, he said, and I quote, or whatever. He said, "Oh, bitch, that's what we on." He ran back to his house, to his car.
What did that mean to you?
I don't
He said
know.
that.
I don't know. I didn't say anything to him. I grabbed the club for my protection because of the way he was moving. He said, "Oh, bitch, that's what we on." He ran back to his car and he produced a firearm. At that point, I took off running to my porch. He took off running full speed behind me. My children were in the house. My daughter was at the door. I couldn't go in the house because my children were there, so I did a full squat, threw my hands up and begged for my life. And he put the gun in my face and told me, "Bitch, I'll kill you right here where you stand, or your brother and I." At that point, he ran back to his car. That's when I called 911 and I stood on the curb so I can witness where he was going, stay on the same street in between the same two side streets. He rolled back down the street. I went back on my porch. He held his hands out the window like he was still shooting at me. And he proceeded to cross the street. As soon as he crossed the street, when the police were coming, I flagged them and told them, "There he is."
Okay. And so when you pointed him out by the police, to the police, what happened after that?
They went down.
Okay, did you see the police make contact?
Yes.
With Darius Church?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna back up and ask you a few more specific questions. So you said he ran back to his vehicle and then produced the firearm. Is that what you
Yes,
said? Okay, and what kind of firearm was this, if you know?
It was a black gun. It has a beam on it. Don't know what color the beam is. He didn't push the beam, but the beam sits at the bottom of the gun.
Okay, had you ever seen Darius with this gun before?
He had sent me a picture of the gun prior to this happening, right before maybe 7:55 or something like that.
Okay, and by what mode did he send you a picture?
Text message.
Okay, so,
Sorry, I think it was
Text message.
so after you received that text message and then you see him with the gun, how do you feel?
I was scared. I thought he was gonna trip on the rock and kill me. I've never had a gun pointed in my face.
Okay, so you said that you were on your front porch, is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right? Okay, and did you say you crouched down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what did he do with the gun?
He pointed it dead in my face and told me that he would shoot me where I stood.
How far away was he from you when he pointed the gun at you?
Less than 2 feet.
Less than 2 feet.
Yes, ma'am.
And where did he point the gun
To
specifically?
my face.
To your face, okay. Did you say anything?
Whoa, 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 what the fuck? Chill. In that manner.
Okay,
Chill, please chill.
and what did he do after that?
That's when he threatened me, and then he backed up and took off running to his car.
Okay, all right, and so you said that everyone else was in the house? Is that
No,
right?
ma'am, everyone was on the porch when it happened.
Everyone else was on the
Yes,
porch?
ma'am.
Okay. And, could you say who was on the porch at this time?
My friend Cindy, her husband Ricky, and my friend Jasmine.
Okay,
My neighbor, Jasmine stays 2 miles from me.
okay. Did you see what those three people did when Mr. Turk did that?
When Turk came up running, Jasmine was sitting on the stairs, so she jumped up and was whoa, running, like moving towards the left. I'm not sure what Ricky was doing, but I know Cindy was behind me begging him, like, please don't.
Objection to whatever Cindy said, that's hearsay.
All right, without stating what, that person
Objection is
said,
sustained.
can you just describe what that person did?
Beg them not to shoot.
Okay. All right, and what about the third person?
I'm not sure what he.
Okay. Now, when he came up to the porch, was he holding the gun up, if you remember, or was he holding the gun down or something else?
I'm not sure because I was running.
Okay. I have no further questions at this time.
Cross.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you stated that on the 21st of August, was it August or was it? No,
August 1st,
yeah, August, okay, I'm sorry, August 1st. You were with your brother earlier?
correct,
Okay, you were riding with your brother in the car, correct?
correct,
And you and your brother went past Mr. Turk's house, correct?
correct.
And when you did that, you held your finger out the window, making a gun gesture.
I never said that.
I didn't say you said it.
No, I never did that.
You never did that?
No,
Okay. Your brother didn't confront Mr. Turk?
no, my brother asked her a question.
Okay, and he said it, he came over to his house,
No,
past his house, correct?
correct.
Okay, and rolled the window down, right?
No, the windows were already
So
rolled.
where did he ask this question at? Where were you
We
at?
were in the car, in the middle of the street. We never pulled over. The car was stopped.
Okay, and you rode past Mr. Turk's house when he made this comment, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Well, yes, correct.
okay, and you told your brother to ride past Mr. Turk's house, correct?
No,
Oh, you just so happened to be in the car with your brother, riding past his house, and your brother just happened to ask a question, right?
no. Me and Turk stay on the same street between the two side streets.
Yes.
The liquor store is past Turk's house.
Okay,
The freeway is my way. I was going to the liquor store. We actually were coming back from the liquor store. I didn't tell my brother to ride past his house. I didn't tell my brother to ask him anything.
okay,
If you would like to know.
okay, no,
Okay,
that's enough, that's enough.
Okay,
right now.
okay.
Your brother didn't ask Mr. Turk what time it was, did he?
no,
Okay, he was asking Mr. Turk a confrontational question, like, you got a problem with me or my sister?
no,
Oh,
sir.
he didn't ask that?
No, sir.
I didn't get your question, something about a sister.
Okay. Your brother asked Mr. Turk, does he have a problem with his sister, which is you, right?
No, sir. And my brother is willing to testify when he asked Mr. Turk. So when he testifies, you
Okay,
can ask my brother.
excuse me. Witness, answer the question that's asked. No one asked
Yes.
you about whether he was willing to testify or what your brother, it was simply the question concern, what did your brother say or ask Mr. Turk? Okay, thank you.
Sir.
So you were instigating this situation, didn't
No, sir.
you? Or you didn't instigate it?
No, sir.
You didn't speak to your brother about your relationship with Mr. Turk?
Not on that day.
But you talked to your brother before about your relationship with Mr. Turk, right?
You might have come up, we talk about life.
You talk about life, okay? And your life with Mr. Turk was one of those conversations, correct? Okay. And your brother got kind of upset after the conversation.
No, sir.
He wasn't happy after you talked
My brother
about
was
Mr.
not
Turk?
upset. My brother never raised his voice. My brother simply asked Turk one question. And when Turk didn't answer that question, we pulled off, sir.
Okay, then afterwards, you sent text messages to Mr. Turk like, oh, my brother holds you.
No, sir. No.
You didn't say that?
Turk texted me.
Okay, and you told,
And I responded, and then I blocked Mr. Turk at 7:59.
answer my question, you told Mr. Turk that your brother hold him, right?
I don't recall sending that text.
Oh, you don't recall that?
No, I recall sending a message. Would you like me to say what I recall saying?
No, I want
Are you
you,
denying-
ma'am, hold on, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown, ma'am, let me say this for the second time. Okay, you're not like testifying or telling or weaving a story that you want to tell. All
I
you
don't
can, sir, ma'am, ma'am, don't talk while I talk, okay? And then if you have a question of me, then you can ask me, so because I want to make sure we're clear. If the question was, did you send a text to Mr. Turt saying that my brother hold you? That's a yes or no question. Did
I
you
said I
send?
don't recall. He keeps asking
Okay.
the same question. I don't remember. I don't recall. So I don't wanna say no because I don't wanna lie on the stand. I don't recall. I haven't looked at these messages in a month. What would you like me to do, sir?
Tell the truth.
I don't recall.
Okay. So you remember how you felt during this time when after your brother asked Mr. Turk, quote unquote, air quotes, a question? You know how you felt about that, right? Okay.
I'm sorry, yes,
Okay. And you know you had a conversation with Mr. Turk afterwards, right?
yes, we text
Okay.
after that.
And you know yourself as an individual, right?
Correct.
And that's something you would say to Mr. Turk, to rub it in that you felt your brother checked him.
No,
That's not,
definitely, that my brother definitely never checked him.
but you said he did.
No, I didn't.
Now you just testified that you feeling nervous. You said that I'm being irate.
I have anxiety.
Okay. Is that the same type of, because you also said that Mr. Turk was irate. I'm just asking you questions. You know, I'm doing my job. So you also made a statement during the rape that Mr. Turk was driving in a, I guess, irate fashion. You said that, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now you just casually throw that word irate around?
No,
Oh, okay.
not unless it's necessary to be used in whatever I'm trying to say.
What does irate mean to you?
He was doing too much.
Oh,
He
doing
was-
too much.
Driving real fast, speeding, turning around, pulling up in people's driveways, swerving down the street. He was driving erratically, irate.
Okay. Am I doing too much?
No, you're fine.
Okay. You said I was acting
Okay,
irate.
that's fine.
Okay. Because you said you use the word irate when you feel somebody's doing too much.
Now I feel like they're doing too much.
Okay. Now you good?
Move on, Mr. Brown.
Okay, absolutely. Now, when he came, so you got speed bumps on your street?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there's a speed block on your street, correct? On your block, right?
Elaborate what you're trying to say.
On your block, is there a speed bump, not on just your street, but on your block? Between the two side streets, is there a speed bump?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the same question, isn't it? On my street or on my, okay. yes.
Ma'am, again.
I'm trying to understand the question.
Okay, ma'am, and when I start talking, stop talking. The question was there a speed bump on your street and on your block? And you said you didn't understand, and then he restated the question. So you asked and you said you didn't understand. So I don't want, we can make this go a little faster if we're not argumentative or if you both don't go back and forth. So just listen to the question. If you don't understand the question, you can ask me or the defense attorney for him to rephrase it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And take your time. There's no need to rush. All right, continue.
Thank you. So it'd be fair to say that a car is unable to get to a very fast speed on your block due to there being speed bumps, right?
No,
That's not correct?
no, it's not correct.
How fast approximately was Mr. Turk allegedly driving?
I don't know. He was driving fast to be driving down our street.
You stated that you guys live on the same street, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So when he's going past your house, would it be fair to say that he has to sometimes go past your house to get to his house?
Correct.
Now, were you upset with Mr. Turk because Mr. Turk said he didn't want to no longer associate himself with you because you guys had, a disagreement about not going to the movies?
No,
That's not okay. Now, club that you stated that you had, was that a knife or a machete, something like that?
It was a club for my car.
It was a club for your car? Oh. So you didn't have any type of sharp history?
No.
So when Mr. Turk stated, well, you said, he stated, where's your brother now? And the question was, what did that mean to you? That didn't mean anything to you?
And my brother was gone.
Okay.
So I think he was looking for my brother.
Okay. Did that mean anything to you as far as a previous interaction between your brother and Mr. Turk when he said that?
No.
He did, okay. Now, you also stated that you felt that he would trip over a rock and kill you, right? Okay.
Correct. Sorry.
And I guess that's the only way you felt you were going to be killed, by accident, by him tripping and accidentally shooting you?
No.
But that's what you said though, during the wreck. That's the reason why you thought you'd be killed, is because.
No, that's
you
no.
You didn't say that? Okay.
No. I thought I might be killed because there was a gun pointed in my face with his hand on the trigger.
Okay.
That's why I thought I might be killed.
But when the prosecutor asked, you said that you thought he might trip over a rock.
Anything could happen. He could have tripped on the rock. He could have spoke. He could have done a lot of things. It still doesn't take away the fact that he had a gun in my face. I think that would be scary for anyone.
Okay, thank you. And you said you pointed him to the police, correct?
Correct.
Did you know that the police never found a gun on him?
Your Honor, I would object. That calls for speculation.
If she knows. If she knows.
Question's overruled.
I can only answer this question with a yes or no answer. No, I don't.
You know that? Okay. Thank you. No further questions.
Redirect.
Okay, nothing further, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you may step down. Any other witnesses?
I have no further witnesses.
Any witnesses on behalf of the defense?
Yes, the defense would like to call the officer in charge. Sorry. Shakara Ward.
Madam Clerk, please swear in the officer in charge when they appear.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Okay.
Your witness.
Thank you. Good morning. Is it Sergeant, Detective?
Corporal.
Corporal, I'm sorry. Good morning, Corporal. Now, you're the officer in charge of this case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you've had an opportunity to review the police reports
Yes, I
and
have.
all the evidence in this case?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and it's your understanding that Mr. Turk was arrested just after the complaining witness pointed him out to responding officers, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and is your understanding that responding officers pulled Mr. Turk out the car and searched him, correct?
Yes.
And is your understanding that after searching Mr. Turk, they didn't find any type of weapon, is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Corporal, no further questions.
Boss.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Corporal, that's probably the shortest testimony you've ever had. You may step down.
Thank you.
Any other witnesses on behalf of the defense?
No further witness, Your Honor.
Your Honor, this time I would move to bind over as charged and reserve argument.
Arguing on behalf of the defense.
Yes, Judge. I may be mistaken, but I have to make this argument. Anyway, I don't believe, first of all, there was any established jurisdictional testimony that this happened in the county of Wayne, city of Detroit. Could be mistaken. I don't remember. I might have, talked to my client, but I don't believe I've heard that. Second of all, this witness, I don't believe she is credible at all. She stated that my client had a gun, and pointed it at her. She was very, I guess, somewhat combative on the stand. Stated that her brother, my client, allegedly said, "Where's your brother now?" But her brother allegedly, asked my client a question. She tried to make it sound like it was friendly, which is, come on, we all know, she sent her brother down there to check Mr. Turk. It's not just a coincidence. Then she responded, "Hey, my brother told you, my brother checked you." She's not gonna be credible about that. And then more importantly, Your Honor, we heard from the corporal who read the police reports, is very familiar with the evidence of this case, that Mr. Turk was arrested right after the complaining witness pointed him out in his car. It was then searched. There was no firearm ever found. So where would he do with this firearm if allegedly he had one? If the police are stopping him when before he has an opportunity to get home or do anything to conceal this firearm, and there was no firearm found, Your Honor. So I believe that this story is an incredible story to believe, and it's fabricated for whatever personal reasons her and Mr. Turk have going on. And I believe she came to the court and she's just not credible, Judge. So I believe that bind over is inappropriate.
Judge, I would indicate to the court, I would indicate to the court that I do believe that this witness was very credible. She answered the questions as best as she could, and I think that the court did have to address her a few times because she was trying to get out the truth that she remembered. Nothing changed in terms of her testimony. She may have clarified it more, but nothing changed. I believe that she was a credible witness based on her specific testimony here. She testified that after an incident that happened between when her and her brother were in a car and the defendant was in a car, she went back to her home. She was on her front porch. The defendant then was essentially driving erratically down the street. She testified that he had sent a picture of a weapon to her. He then goes to her house. She is fearful because of the way that he is driving. She parks her car then in the driveway and gets the club for the car for her protection because she's worried. She's trying to get to the house. Excuse me, the defendant then, the defendant eventually gets his gun out of the vehicle, comes toward her. She says he's about 2 feet away and points the gun at her and threatens to kill her right then. I believe that that was what her testimony was. The other people that are on the porch, she says that they appear scared. They are scattering as well. She says, hold on, holds up her hands, chill out. The defendant then walks back to his car and is driving away. She did not testify that she had her eyes on him the whole time. We don't know what he did with the gun. Yes, the officer in charge testified that she's the officer in charge. She wasn't there. She didn't witness anything. But yes, she is aware of the report that says that the officers didn't find a gun on his person. That's what she testified to. We don't know what happened to that gun, but that certainly doesn't mean that he didn't have a gun in his possession, threatening the complainant as she stated. I think that, again, this witness was very credible, and I'm asking that the court bind over today.
Okay. Court haven't heard the arguments of counsel as well as the witness, the two witnesses, one for the prosecution, one for the defense, to kind of cut through it. The witness for the prosecution stated that somehow she happened to be in front of the defendant's house. Her brother happened to ask a question. They went back to her house, I guess. The defendant came by her house asking to speak to her brother. She states that a gun was produced after she got out of the car with her club, and that the defendant drove away erratically, and that she called 911. The police came, and she just pointed him out in the car, and he was pulled over, arrested, and the like. The officer in charge stated that there was no gun that was found by the officers. And so we're, there's no testimony that the defendant, tossed the gun. There's no testimony that a gun, well, obviously the gun was never retrieved. If there was a gun, I'm sure that, that the police would have probably checked the surrounding areas for a gun, but no gun was found. And so we are left with a weapons charge where there's no weapon that was retained, and the defendant was arrested shortly thereafter the alleged crime took place. The witness, was a little combative, a little bit argumentative, a little reluctant to just answer simple questions. That is why I had to ask some things. But it's a troubling thing that if the defendant was still on the street, there was never any testimony that he parked or got out anywhere, that he was just driving around mad, and then he got pulled over, arrested. With all that being said, there was no gun found. Therefore, the court is going to dismiss these counts based on a lack of probable cause. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Mr. Brown, please write up the dismissal and submit that to the clerk. The clerk will bring that up to 5 shortly in a little while, or scan it up, and then you'll be able to get your dismissal a little later.
All right, thank you, Ron.
This is pathetic. All right, thank you for tuning into this case. Like I said again, when the star witness don't testify, she's the victim or the alleged victim. She could have been upset that day. And when you don't find a weapon, it's like when the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Even if you have all the evidence in the world, if you cannot prove it in a court of law, you lose. And sometimes you can be the best prosecutor in the world, but if you can't present your case correctly, you lose your case. But nevertheless, like I said again, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe, as we're going to keep dropping videos on this channel. Don't hesitate to hit the notification bell after you subscribe to the channel. Like this video. The more likes we get on the video, the more they push it into the YouTube algorithm. Also, we are building a website. The website will help you be able to come to a central place and binge watch all of our court cases. We have hundreds, and we're not stopping. So let's dive into the I'll share that website once the website is complete.